So, hello. In this section, we are going to learn about the display property. Display property is used to making the inline element as block element and block element as inline element, and also the block element can be made inline block. We will discuss the property of inline block, what inline block is. So, first of all, let's see one example. This is for that we have made the two files. One is for HTML, another is for CSS with the name display property .html and display property .css. I'm creating one span tag over here. Span. This is one span tag and one more span tag I'm going to use. As we know, span is an inline tag, right? Span is an inline tag. We have discussed the inline and block. Inline means the element that we have, the text that we have or element that we have will take the whole line, will cover the whole line, whether it is of that space or not, but it will cover the whole line, and the next will be start in the next line. Next anything will start in the next line. But in inline, it will take only that much space that can be accommodated by that element. After that, new inline element can be added contiguous to that. Near to that, any inline element can be added. So span is an inline element and div is an block element. I'm creating two div element also. One div element is here and another div element. I am giving ID to it. This is div 1. This is div 1. And this I'm going to give ID equal to div 2. Here I am writing suppose text 1. Inside the div element I am writing text 1, and inside the next element I am writing text 2. Just save it using Ctrl F. Now open in browser. You can see text 1 and text 2 come in the same line. Means span is an inline element. What if we want to make this element as block, to be appear as block to us? For that we have to make changes in the CSS file. Let's use the span tag. We want to make apply property to the span tag, and we will use the display property as block. You want to see it as a block, just save it using Control S. We have not linked these two files, this HTML and the CSS file. First we have to link. For that we use the link attribute, link tag, and the CSS file name is display property .css. Just save it in Control S now, and now refresh the page. You can see that although span is an inline element, but now they are appearing in different lines. How it is done? This is done using the display property that we have declared span as a block element, not as inline, right? So I'm going to create the div1 and div2 having some background color, and we know div1 and div2 are the block element. So let's give some background color. We have given the div1 has id name as div1, div1. See once again what we have given the id div1. We want to apply property on div1 having some background color. Background color, suppose we want it to be red. Having the height and width, we have to set the height and width also. Height we suppose 200 px, and width suppose 200 px. Sorry, 200. Similarly for div2, I'm going to just make changes, little changes. So copy it and paste it over there. This is div2. Background color I'm going to set is blue, suppose. And height and width, let's remain the same. Just save it using Control S. Cancel. Control S. And now refresh the page. You can see that we have got the background color in different lines, right? What if we want to make it as an inline element? Let's see. Suppose we use the display property to make inline, then what will happen? I want to see it, so let's try it. We want to apply property on div element, so write it div and display property. Display, I want it to be inline. Now save it using Control S, and now refresh the page. See the change. The block is gone. Background color is gone. What happened to them? For that, let's inspect it. What happened? Here we have given HTML span div. The CSS file is here. margin, border, padding. You can see that when I click on select and click on the element div1 and div2. Suppose I click on div1, it is showing 0 cross 0. So what the inline element is, it takes the space, that much space only in which the content is there. But since there is no content, see, div1 is showing 0 cross 0 and div2 is showing also 0 cross 0. So since there is no content in the div, so it is not taking any space, right? So let's give some content to the div1 and div2 so that we can analyze it now. Giving some value to div1 and div2. Come to the HTML file and give the value. Write it as div1 and set this practice as div2. Now save it using Ctrl S. Now refresh the page. You can see that now the color can be seen, the block can be seen having div1 and div2 as the text, and it is taking that much space only in which it is